Friend.
How are you?
My name is Emmanuel. I'm a student at Kepler. I'm working on the Bachelor of Arts. Again, I'm in College for America, New Hampshire University, and I'm conducting the interview as a part of my academic work. With your consent, I will record this interview and use the information in the government and you as a project. Of course, I'm working on for contribute to society project. The interview will be used to College for America so that my project can be evaluated. This recording will be used solely for this purpose. The interview information will be temporarily stored in the College for America online evaluation system, to which only the evaluator and College for America staff will have access. So, do you have any question about this?
I don't have any question.
Thank you very much. Do you give your consent to be interviewed and be recorded?
Yes, I, Fidel Karim, give my informed consent to participate in this interview to be recorded and used as part of the student academic work.
Here are the following questions that I'm going to ask you, so if possible you will answer me.
Yeah.
So the first question, what are the three branches of government?
3 branches of government.
Yeah.
I know legislative. I don't know.
Yeah. What does each branch do?
For sure, I don't know.
Democracy and Republic are the major parts. Can you name a third part?
I'm sorry, I don't know.
What is the basic process by which a bill becomes a law?
Difficult questions. I don't know.
Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you.
I will teach you how you can know this.
Okay.
Thank you. How are you?
I'm fine.
My name is Emmanuel. I'm a student. I am working on communication, concentration in business. Also, with partnership with College for America in New Hampshire University. And I'm conducting this interview as a part of my academic work. With your consent, I will record this interview and use the information in a government and you as a project. I am working on 4 contribute to society project. The interview will be used to create government review and submit it to College for America so that my project can be evaluated. This recording will be used solely for this purpose. The interview information will be temporarily stored in the College for America online evaluation system, to which only the evaluator and the College for America staff will have access. So, do you have any question about my introduction? No. Okay. Do you give your consent to be interviewed and recorded?
I, Gracian Sanjung, give my informed consent to participate in this interview to be recorded and used as a part of the student academic work.
Thank you. You know, there are 4 questions, so I'm going to ask you, so if possible you will answer me.
Yes.
So the first one is, what are the 3 branches of government?
I don't know.
The second one, what does each branch do?
I don't know, maybe you can tell me.
Democracy and Republican are the major parts. Can you name a third part?
Come again, please.
Democracy and Republicans are the major parts. Can you name a third part? The last one is, what is the basic process by which a bill becomes a law?
I don't know. Let's go ahead and tell me.
Okay, I will let you know as soon as possible. Thank you very much for giving me your time. Thank you. Hello everyone, my name is Emmanuel Bizimana. I'm a Kepler student while working on communication with concentration in business. So while I was making an interview with different people, one who is in Senjumba Glacier, I asked him what are the 3 branches of government. He told me that he don't have any information. So of course we have 3 branches which are legislative branch, executive branch, and the judicial branch. So, of course, when I asked him what does each branch do, of course he told me that he don't know how each and every branch works. So, of course, let us start on the legislative branch. Legislative branch is made up of the House and Senate, known as effectively as the Congress, among other powers. The legislative branch makes all laws, declares war, regulates interested and foreign commercial, and controls taxing and spending policies. Moving to the next branch, we have executive branch. This is a branch which consists of the president, his or her advisor, and various departments and agencies. This branch is responsible for enforcing the laws of the land. Of course, moving to the last one, we have judicial branch. This consists of the U.S. Supreme Court and the Federal Judicial Center. According to the Constitution, judicial power of the United States shall be vested in one Supreme Court and in such inferior courts as the Congress may from time to time ordain and establish. The Federal Judicial branch also center is the education and education answer for the federal courts. Moving to the second question, I asked him, Democratic and Republicans are the major parts. Can you name a third party? Of course, Gracia told me that he don't know. So, of course, we have like different Democratic and Republican major parties. But the first one, among the third, you have a political party. This is an organized group of people who have the same ideology or who otherwise have the same political positions and who field the candidate for elections in attempt to get them elected and thereby implement the party's agenda. Moving to the last question, of course, I asked him what is the basic process by which a bill becomes a law. Of course, he told me that he don't have any information about this question. So, of course, I'm gonna now to explain how a bill becomes a law. Once a bill has been passed by the House and Senate in identical form, an annulled bill is prepared in the chamber in which the legislation was first introduced. This annulled version is assigned by the Speaker of the House and President of the Senate and then sent to the White House. If a bill has passed in both the U.S. House of Representatives and the U.S. Senate and has been approved by the President, or if a President veto has been overridden, the bill becomes a law and is enforced by the government. The President has several options. He can sign a bill and it becomes law. He can veto the bill by refusing to sign it and returning it to Congress with 10 days with a message stating his reasons. The President can also decide not to act if the 10 days expires and Congress is in session, the bill becomes law. But if Congress has adjourned before the 10 days limit and the President has not acted, it does not become law. After a bill is assigned into a law, the appropriate agents of the executive branch of government typically has a certain amount of time to develop regulations that will implement the law's requirements. For charitable fundraising laws, it is usually the Secretary of State or Attorney General, depending upon the particular state. After initial regulations are introduced, interested parties have a certain amount of time to fill comment, and often hearings are conducted. Final regulations are usually issued at the point, but if the issue is especially contentious, a second round of draft regulation may be, of course, used. So, of course, thank you very much for listening to my presentation. So I will be able to teach those who don't know, who don't have information about all these questions, so that they can know each and everything. So thank you very much. I appreciate.